Hello, everyone. DSP here, and welcome to my IndeVESTdence Day Marathon for 2025, a brand new idea that we all kind of came up with over the last several months, a combination of many different things together, fused into one day-long marathon event here on DSPGaming. As you can see, the festivities are in full swing. We've got a full fireworks show going on in my studio today. I've got colorful things all over my keyboards, my TV, and all of this. I'm wearing red, white, and blue to celebrate. We actually have patriotic animations that will be playing all day long here. And I'm excited to spend the day with all of you. Now, if you're not here live, you're still here in spirit if you're watching. Thanks for tuning in and enjoying this event. It's going to be a very interesting one. This first segment is just an intro and hangout session where we're just going to chat and talk. I'll do some shout outs, things like that for the beginning. Then we're going to start cleaning out this closet, which now is cluttered. 3 years of clutter since the last time I did this, mostly because I upgraded my setup so much in the last year. A lot of the equipment and stuff that I used to use just got tossed in there. It is a mess. So we're going to be cleaning that out. And by the way, there's all kinds of cool stuff in there, including fan art from over the years, collectibles and things for the backgrounds, decorations. There's also my game collection, the classic games that I have from like 15 years ago that we showed off 3 years ago, but now I can actually show you all of them in full HD with these nice cameras and everything. I can show you what they look like and everything. So it's going to be a nice chill day of hanging out and enjoying each other's company while I do that. But it's not just that, because this isn't the Independence Day Marathon. This is the IndeVESTdence Day Marathon. And the reason we're calling it that is because we are bringing the vests and hats and silliness of the past out of retirement one day only here on the channel. So today, the way it's going to work is as follows. For every $50 of support that I raise on this marathon, we are going to do a milestone. And we'll start with a hat. You guys will vote. What kind of a silly hat from my collection do you want to see me wear? We'll have polls. And then we'll put that on. And then I have $100 raised. You'll vote on one of my vests to wear. All right. My vest collection is like 8 or 9 vests. I have like over a dozen hats. So we've got a lot of stuff that we can go through and you guys can see today over the course of the day. So this shirt probably will not be staying on for long because obviously I'm not going to wear this shirt under a vest. So it's going to be fun. Now you might say, well, what do you mean vests and hats? I've only been watching it for like a year. What is all this about? Well, you may not be aware of this, but at one time there was an epidemic among online streamers. There were people who were on places, notably Twitch, all right? And they were doing this thing where they would literally get on a stream and they would say, if you contribute, I will take my clothes off. I'll start getting partially half naked, almost fully naked. I'll be in a swimsuit. I'll jump inside of a hot tub. I'll ride an inflatable pickle Rick. I'll cover my body in oil and I'll write your name all over my naked body. It was absolutely, positively vile. And I said, you know what? I'm going to prove to the entire internet you don't have to sell yourself out and be the lowest common denominator of scumbag in order to make a living. Instead, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to put clothes on and make a living. So here's what really happened. What really happened was it was 2020. And I was doing a marathon similar to this one, but it was actually a retrospective event. I used to do these events where we would go back down memory lane and watch my old content from back in the day. And we were watching an old video from like 2010, me, looking way different than I do today. And in this video, I was wearing a beige vest, a puffer vest, the ones you would wear outside as like a light jacket. And people were like, what's that vest? We've like never seen you in that vest before. And I was like, oh, I remember that vest. That's what I used to wear basically off camera. What I think happened in this video is I had come back from like being out to dinner with my parents or something. And I just randomly jumped on to do a vlog and I was wearing the vest. And people were like, do you still have that vest? So I said, I don't know, let me go check it out. So I went downstairs and I started going through my closet and lo and behold, there it was. I still had it. So I put on the vest, right? So then people thought of some silly ideas. Like they were like, hey, if you hit a support goal on a stream, you should put on the vest. And I was like, I think that's stupid, but if you guys really want it, who cares, right? Little did I know that the vest would become one of the biggest memes, one of the biggest running things that I did. We hit support goals for hundreds of streams. It lasted from like early that year. I want to say it was like February or March of that year. And it lasted throughout almost the entirety of the summer, where every single stream people would come and support the stream and I would put on the vest. It got so big that I bought multiple vests. I have different ones of different colors, different styles. Then people were like, well, can you have tiered rewards? Can you have a hat and a vest and some glasses? And then, sure, right? Who cares? And so that's what would happen is people would come contribute. And every day you'd see me putting on clothes. And that was the running gag. While all these other idiots on the internet were getting naked for money, basically whoring themselves out, I was actually dressing up and making bank doing it. Now, eventually the vest streak, as we called it, did come to a close. It was near the end of the summer, I want to say. I still remember I was playing some Paper Mario game, and finally we had a stream. We did hit the goal. And it was like legendary. Across the internet, there was reverberations. It was like a shockwave big bang went through, and it was like, the goal wasn't hit. The vest streak ended. In reality, it was just a silly thing for me. But for some people who hyperfixate on things, it actually was a big deal. And so I continued with the hats and vests. Eventually, I actually added in gunner glasses, which are these gaming glasses that you put on to reduce blue light. So I added those into the mix as well over a while. And it was just a funny thing that we did for many years. Now, last year, a lot of things changed for me in a very positive manner. And to be honest with you guys, I was really tired of the whole hat and vest and glasses gimmick. It had gotten so played out. But, you know, there's people who kind of get used to things. And they see it as part of the normal rotation of stuff we do. And they were like, we want it, we want it, we want it. And I just kept doing it. But it really didn't matter to me anymore. Nor do I think it really mattered to most of my fans. It was more just a hyper-fixated group that really liked this. So finally last year, as things changed for the better, meaning my setup improved, my content improved, people started supporting more, I phased it out. And before you know it, I wasn't doing it anymore. And a lot of people just didn't care because no one really cared to begin with. It was supposed to just be a silly thing. Why it got taken so seriously for so long, I have absolutely no idea. And if anything, now, being more successful now than I previously was during all those vest streaks and everything, it just goes to show that people support me not for a gimmick, but because they actually like me and my content. It wasn't because they wanted to see a vest. It was because they actually like the stuff I'm putting out and it entertains them. A lot of people don't like to believe that because they can't believe that I'm successful. You know, my existence as a creator who makes a good living on the internet just thwarts the efforts of so many people who just hate my guts for no good reason besides jealousy. But anyway, I digress. The vests and hats have been retired for about a year now, and I haven't been using them. Now, every once in a while, someone will bring it up. Hey, Phil, whatever happened to the hats and the vests? Are you ever going to bring them back? And I say, no. Been there, done that. It was like a 4-year span. We had enough of that. I moved on. Things are much better now. Why on earth would we go back? But, you know, we started having these ideas, and someone had said at one point, why don't you do a last hurrah style event? An event where this would be the last chance to see the hats, the vests, and all this stuff on a silly stream. And I said, you know, that could make sense. And then we started talking about ideas for marathons and the like. And, there's our holidays coming up. And so we kind of compiled everything. We got Independence Day event, hat and vest retirement event, closet clean out event. Just put them all into one. So that's what today is. It's literally a day where we're going to hang out and we're going to do various things. The first thing we're going to do is clean out this closet, which is so cluttered. It's got hats and vests in it, taking up half the space that I don't wear. So we need to get those out of the way. So what we're going to do is for every $50 that I raise today, you guys are going to vote. Do you want to see a hat or vest? And you're going to vote on one. And whatever wins the poll, I'm going to wear. Then for the next $50 raised, we do it again and again and again. So over the course of today, we're going to see many hats and vests, okay? Now, once I wear one of them and we move on to another, it will be retired. So let's say I wear a hat and then I put on a vest and then we raise another 50. Well, this hat goes away. And I actually have a ginormous storage bin over here on the floor where I'm going to be putting away these hats and vests for storage for now. They will be retired, meaning I'm not going to be wearing these things at all, maybe once in a blue moon for a special themed event, right? Like if the Sonic the Hedgehog game comes out, maybe I'll wear the Sonic hat. But outside of that, you're not going to see me wearing this stuff. However, there may be future ideas, future things that happen. So, for example, if this is a hit, people like this event today, then maybe we'll turn it into an annual thing. Maybe IndeVESTdence Day will be an annual marathon. Now, this year, I'm going to be cleaning out the closet. Obviously, I won't be doing that every year. Maybe other years we'll do different things, different themed gaming events and things on IndeVESTdence Day. But this will be the one day only where if you contribute, you get to see me dress up in silly hats and vests and have a good time with the audience. Now, that's not all we're doing today, because as you know, when I do marathons, I like to have some booze. So, today, I've got a wide variety of stuff to drink. Would you like to see some of it? Okay. I've got moonshine. I've got 3 kinds of moonshine. I've got apple pie. I've got mango habanero. And I have punch, which I think is like a fruit punch. So I have 3 different flavors of moonshine shots to drink today. All right? I also have the return of a fan favorite, the 99 Fruits Pack Party Pack. These are shots of the 99 brand liquor, and they're all flavored different fruits. I actually did this very early in the year on one of my first or second marathons of the year. I think I want to say it was like February or January. And it did really well. People liked it because they could pick the flavor and everything. They thought it was a cool gimmick. So we got those. I actually have 2 leftover lemonades as well. One's like strawberry and one's raspberry and one's pink lemonade. So I have leftover shots of this. These are available as well. Okay. Also, and by the way, I'm not drinking all of this today. These are just the options. Okay. Also, I have something I've never tried before. It's called rum chata. So it's supposed to be shots of horchata, which is, I guess, a Mexican drink. I think it's supposed to be like dairy mixed with rum. I don't know. I've never had it before. So I wanted to try that too. So that's in the mix. And then I got a bottle of whiskey that I've had for a few months that I every once in a while take a shot of. The Double Peat Malt Whiskey. It is a blended whiskey. And it is pretty strong. It's very smoky, but also very salty, like sea salt and smoke flavor. So I've got a wide variety of liquor to drink today, which you will also determine. So every $50, there's a milestone where I put on a hat or a vest. Every $100 raised, I take a shot. So we're going to have stuff going on all day long, okay? Whenever these people contribute, you're going to see me taking shots, putting on glows, polls going on. There's going to be a lot of activity and a lot of interactivity during today's event. It's not just about me sitting here cleaning out my closet. There's going to be a lot going on, okay? Now, in addition to everything I just showed you, we got some food coming later today. My wife will be cooking a backyard barbecue style spread of food for a meal that we will share later today to celebrate. It's going to be slow cooker dark meat chicken made in a homemade barbecue sauce. She's going to make it from scratch and slow cook it over the course of today. We're going to eat that on like Hawaiian rolls, okay? Also, homemade mac and cheese, which is going to have various different kinds of cheese, not just one, jalapeno peppers, bacon, and other seasonings and ingredients in it. Also, we got some watermelon, we got some wavy chips, we got some sides and things, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a good American-style meal here on stream to celebrate the 4th of July. So, if you can stick around today and hang out, please do. We got many people who are joining now as I'm doing the intro, and thank you for coming by and hanging out with me here today on Independence Day. If you're not here live, again, you're here in spirit, and I appreciate you watching. Thanks for checking it out. You may or may not be interested in the things that I'm doing today. I'll try to split this up into segments and highlights. So, for example, this is the intro segment. If we have a segment where something notable comes out of the closet, I'll try to title that part that so you know what you're looking at when you're looking at the videos on demand and stuff like that, okay? It should be a good day overall. Now, once we start cleaning out the closet, I am going to change the background. I like these fireworks, but I have one that looks like the American flag waving, and I think that's going to be better. It's much brighter, so we'll be able to see better in here, because to be honest, it's kind of dark. I want better lighting. So we're going to change that when I start cleaning out the closet. And later today, there's a possibility later on in this marathon that maybe we'll do some gameplay. What gameplay? I don't know. It's really up to you. Do you want to see me drive around in Truck Sim? Or do you want to see me beat up some scrubs in Capcom versus SNK 2? We could talk about it, but we may just do some gameplay today as well, depending on how the day goes. Because here's the funny thing. When we did the closet clean out event 3 years ago, all I did was the closet clean out. There was no other stuff going on. And people said, this is the dumbest idea you've ever had. This is going to be incredibly boring. No one's going to like it. It ended up being the most attended, most supported, most raved about event that I had done in years. I'm not kidding you, because there was shit in there that was entertaining and fun. You're like, whoa, he found the hard drives. Whoa, there's stuff from fans from back in the day. Whoa, the classic games collection. So not only are we going to go through all of that today, but we're going to be going through hats and vests. We're going to be going through decorations. We're going to figure out pieces of my old equipment, if it's something that I even want to keep using or not. It's going to be a good time, all right? And for all the people in the Kick chat who are just sitting there spamming thumbs down emo, I have no idea why you're thumbing down, but just know that every one of you that are here, I'm making money on you being in my chat because I get paid for viewership on Kick. So thanks for being here and thumbing down. That's right. Your attendance fills my pockets, so thanks for the money, dummies. Anyway, all right. So let's get today started with some shout-outs, because we actually have some people who've shown up and already started contributing. Here we go. So some celebrations. We have Pausen, who is celebrating 41 months as a member, and says, evening, Phil, and happy 4th to you. Good afternoon to you, Pausen, and happy 4th to you as well. We've got Haseo, 49 months as a member, an awesome Emerald Crown wearer. Happy 4th of July. Enjoy the drinking and fireworks, but be careful. Don't want to visit from the cops. Well, that's right. I got to keep it down. I can't get too rowdy in here today. If I get too rowdy, we'll get into trouble, and the police will show up and arrest me for drinking in my own home. That's correct. Thank you, Sale. We have Sir Sylvia with our first super chat of the day, a $2 super chat. It says, happy 4th. Thank you to Sir Sylvia. Appreciate that. Let's get that on the leaderboard. There's one other thing I should point out as well, which I did not even mention. What we're doing also counts towards our normal rewards, our normal goals. Normally, for every 10 goals hit, and a goal is usually $150, we do a special episode of DSP Tries It, where I go get some food and we do a taste test kind of a video. Well, we have one on deck. It's Grillo's Pickles menu from the Sonic restaurant chain, and we're halfway there already. We're already at 45 out of 50 goals hit. So anything that we do today, any contributions, any support, goes towards that. There's a very good chance that if we're well supported today, we'll qualify for that. And it means that we can do it as soon as we get back to normal, which, by the way, I'm not here Saturday or Sunday. I'll be back on Monday. So Monday, we could be doing this DSP Tries It, okay? Okay. Mario Kart 64 did a $2 super chat and says, why does the 4th seem not much celebrated like it has been in the past? I don't know if I've necessarily experienced that. I mean, I still see 4th of July decorations everywhere. I still see 4th of July parades, fireworks. I was just saying to the audience before I started, last night, there's 2 cities that celebrate 4th of July fireworks stuff. One of them last night were setting off fireworks at 11 p.m. They finished around 11:30-ish. Then at 12 midnight, another city started setting off fireworks, and those lasted like 40 minutes. So we had like multiple explosions for like 2 straight hours. And then the morons out here who get drunk and high started setting off their own illegal fireworks all night. So basically we had no rest. There's explosions all over the place all night long. So people do celebrate. I don't know where you live, Mario Kart 64, but where I am out here in Washington State, people are still very into, the patriotic celebrations, and they do still celebrate the 4th of July. Okay. So, some shout outs here, some tips over on PayPal. Let's take a look at these. Someone tipped $2 and tried to shit talk the USA, but I'm never going to acknowledge that, especially today. Absolutely unacceptable. You may not shit talk the USA today because today is our Independence Day, where we go like this. Boo! And you just got to take it. There's nothing you can do about it. You understand? Thanks for $2. All righty, let's see here. Someone tipped $1.45 and said, Phil, if you continue to say no very close to your microphone, I will tip big. Now, wait, when you say tip big, do you mean that you're going to contribute to the stream or that? Ugh. Anyway, will I continue to say no close to the microphone all day long? No. Okay. Thanks for the tip. And then I got a $2 tip. Someone says, hopefully by the end of the stream, you'll be so drunk you'll be taking off your clothes. Well, taking them off, like I said, once we get to the first vest, this shirt is coming off, for the rest of the day. Like, I can't wear a shirt and a vest over the shirt. That's stupid. I'm just gonna keep my Philomania t-shirt on. I haven't worn this in a zillion years. I figured, what a day. It's the right color and everything, so I'll wear it. But yeah, I don't think I'll be going crazy. Plus, sadly, my inflatable hot tub, it has a hole in it, so I can't blow it up for this event. I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm also out of the body oils. So, all right. So that's the initial support. So how's it going to work? Every $50. So the moment that we hit $50, we get a poll. And we'll be voting, do you want to see a hat or a vest? I'll pick a few. I'll pick like 2 hats and 2 vests. You guys will vote, and you'll determine what I put on first. And then the next $50, we'll do a second poll. But for that poll, not only will it be for hat or vest, but also at $100, I take a shot. So that's how it works. $50, first poll, first piece of clothing. $100, second piece of clothing, and a shot. And then we continue like this all day long over the course of the day, seeing hats and vests. And then each time that one comes off, it's retired, I put it into the storage. Okay? Can I show the closet with my new cameras? Well, hold on a second here. Yes, you could see it. See that? You can absolutely see it. This is a difference from the last closet clean out. You can actually see me go into the closet today and pull stuff out. We have the dual views now. So yes, it is definitely going to be a dual setup here for the closet clean out. Okay. Now, I have a light. I'll turn it on. You'll be able to see in there better. Sadly, this door I can't really open because my lighting now blocks it. So I got to clean out the whole right-hand side of my closet first. Once that's done and I start moving further left, maybe I'll have to adjust things. We'll see. Okay. Or maybe I could, once the right-hand side's clean, maybe I can move and fit and go into the left-hand side. But this thing is absolutely jam-packed with shit at this point. And the funny part was, this was clean 3 years ago. Completely clean. And what ended up happening was, over the last 3 years, more and more keeps getting shoved in there. You know what I mean? So you'll see today as I go in there, all the crap, and we'll determine what's going to be kept and what's going to be taken out and stuff like that. But yes, this is going to be much better than last time. Last time, I didn't have a real closet cam. Now I have multiple cameras that can all be adjusted. This camera, I can move to the right so you can even see better. I can actually, I can just do it, show you right now. Watch this. Ready? Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I don't know why I did that. See? There you go. So when I go in there, you can actually see me go in the closet and grab stuff out of it. There's the vests hanging. The hats are above. All kinds of shit and junk on the floor that we got to clean out. So I got a great setup for this today. I finally have the technology to do a good stream. It only took me 17 plus years, but I have the technology. It's about time. Good Lord. All right, cool. So there you have it. You got a little preview. And the lighting will be better. Like I said, it's not going to be this fireworks lighting. I have a lighting that's going to look a lot better for that. So the question is, what are we waiting for? Let's get some support going. Let's get some super chats. Let's get some memberships. Let's get some subs over on Kick. Who's going to be the first sub on Kick today? We don't have a single sub. Who's going to be the first member on YouTube today? We don't have any members. Who's going to be a super chat bigger than like $2? Who's going to get us to our first milestone of $50 and we can get the hats and vests going? Let's do it. Let's get that momentum started, shall we? We should. Let's do it. I just got $10. $10 tip from You're Not Funny. Happy 4th of July. Nobody badmouths America on the 4th. That's correct. Absolutely no one can badmouth the United States of America on the 4th of July in my content. That is not allowed. And if you try, I will wave my finger at you disapprovingly. Just like that. And you'll have to deal with it. Thank you. You're Not Funny. So now we are up to 19 bucks. Let's get that momentum going. Let's keep it rolling. Let's get to the first milestone. And then I'll pick some stuff for a poll, and you guys will vote on how to get this event started, shall we? All right. So, what are you guys going to be doing for your 4th of July today? Anyone going, like someone said they're going to a family gathering. What do you do at the family gathering? Like, when I was younger, I would go to my godparents' house for a lot of different events, and we'd have like summertime events in the backyard where we would play like wiffle ball, and they had a pool. Sometimes we would go in and stuff like that. And we would cook out and have burgers, hot dogs, chicken, that kind of stuff. Usually that's how I would celebrate my 4th of July. As I got older, I would actually hang out with my other friends, usually my gaming friends who were into Street Fighter. And sometimes we would get together and play Street Fighter, go for cookouts. I remember one year we played flag football in the local park, which was very fun, except I hurt my back. And then come to find out, that was when I actually was diagnosed with a very serious back injury. It was around 2006, 2007, one of those years. I want to say, actually, no, I take that back. I think it was 2000. It was like either July 2007 or 2008, because I remember I played football with them. And then after that, I had such pain, such insane pain. And I couldn't figure out what it was. I went to the doctor, and that's when they told me I had a severely herniated disc in my lower back. And I was like, oh, man. So, sucks, but, you know, it's life, right? No gameplay at all today? Oh, no, Dr. Jedi, you missed it. I said, we got stuff to do. We have an agenda. We have to do this closet clean out. But absolutely later today, if we get to it and we want to, we could maybe do some gameplay. I don't know what we would do. That's really, we have to think about it. But I would be down for some chill gameplay later today if you guys wanted. We'll see what happens, okay? Well, let's see. Katie says, we go to the town park, we rent a site, we set up horseshoes and make lots of food. Oh, that's cool. So you go outdoor activities with the family and friends. That's all good stuff. Good, healthy stuff. Good to hear. Can I increment a tips goal by 50 this stream instead of 150 so it's easier to track? We're doing 50. Every 50, we're either doing a new hat or a vest. I already said that. So people don't listen. Okay. Mario Kart 64 did a $2 super chat. I hear Abe Lincoln haunts you if you bash the USA Today. That's right. That's correct. And George Washington comes back from the dead as a zombie, and he chases you with an axe. There you go. Hello Voltage did a $2 super chat. Drunk Texas truck driver tonight, one delivery job. Maybe. The only bummer is, it's a real pain to set up that wheel. Just to be honest, it is. It takes a bit. And to set all that up just to do like a little bit of the game instead of a full stream would be kind of like, oh, God. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm not going to say no, especially if it's a nice day. We're all positive, well-supported day, and we're all having a good time. We'll see how the day takes us, right? Cool. Maseo says, if you play MVC2, play with Guile because it's 4th of July. Call a mini Guile Madness or 4th with Guile 5. Oh, that's true. If I play CVS2, I've been using Guile. Yeah, that is true. I go R4. Oh, my God. Play CVS2, R4 Guile. Just all Guile. R4 Guile. The true American spanking the scrubs online today. All Guile, all day long. There you go. Now we're talking. It's too bad that I don't play Guile in Street Fighter 6. Like, never even used him, so I don't know how to use him. Tobamaru did a €5 super chat. Hold on a second while I see what that's worth, because I want to be able to count everything properly. €5. Let's see. That's $5.89. So thank you, Tobamaru. It says, what's the best vest you've ever owned? Well, I mean, all these vests. I have a red vest, a Pokemon vest, a denim vest, a platinum vest, the original beige. I have one that's orange, like Marty McFly's vest from Back to the Future, a golden vest, a blue vest, a camo vest. There may be another one. So I guess it's all a matter of, it's a subjective question. And the reason I say that is I think at certain times, certain vests were perfect. Like, you know, if I was playing an outdoorsy game and I slap on the camo vest and it looks like I'm a hunter in the woods, you know, then I would say that's the best vest, right? I don't think overall there's one vest that just beats them all. Everyone seemed to love the platinum vest because it has like a metallic sheen to it. So it looks like tinfoil almost. So maybe overall you would say that one, because that's the one that seemed to get the most love. Everyone always wanted the platinum, right? Let's see. Mario Kart did a $2 super chat. Opinion on Cody and Roman in the Street Fighter movie? I don't even know. I'm not following this news. Are you saying that Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns are in the Street Fighter movie? Okay. This movie is sounding to me more like it's a gimmick than a movie. Like, all they're trying to do at this point is throw as many celebrities and pseudo-celebrities into it rather than a serious movie with acting. It's just going to be a hammed up movie, right? That's what it seems like. That's what it sounds like. So, and by the way, there's nothing wrong with that as long as they definitely push it like that so that people don't get the impression that this is going to be a serious movie, but instead it's going to be a campy movie. You know, the original Street Fighter movie, everyone thought was going to be serious. It ended up being the campiest thing ever. And to this day, people laugh their asses off watching it. I still think it's entertaining. It's a bad movie, don't get me wrong, but it's so bad, it's good. You get it? Like, it's so bad, it's great. I love seeing Van Damme chew up the scenery with his attempt to talk English and failing miserably. I like seeing the most pathetic representations of Ryu and Ken ever, you know. So anyway, if it's going to be that again, then I don't see a problem. But if they actually believe these people are going to act well, it's going to be like a serious movie, I think we're all screwed. Seriously. Okay. Okay, so we're going to chill for a little bit longer. All right. We'll do a little bit more of an intro segment. This isn't really a podcast, but more just kind of an intro to the event. Hopefully we'll get some initial vests and hats going here. I'd like to do that. And then we'll get set up and get ready to start doing the closet clean out. I have a giant contractor trash bag that I have here that I'm going to start filling with crap. We've got so many boxes and shit that need to be thrown out. Equipment that's now outdated that I'm probably never going to use. You know, stuff that I just need to clear out of here to make room so I can actually use my closet. My problem is I've got all this stuff. You know, the Switch 2 came out. I have all these Switch 2 accessories and shit. I have nowhere to put them. They're on the floor. I have the box for my G920 steering wheel. It's on the floor. Do I want to keep it? Do I want to break it up, throw it out? You know. Habib says, how's the air conditioner working? Very well. It's on right now. It's just as, I'd argue it's a little bit quieter than the old one. But then again, the old one was 11 years old. Maybe it was quieter when it was young too. You know what I mean? This is brand new. It's fine. It's clean. It's keeping the room cool, which is it's the point. It seems to be working well. So yeah. That's right. You've never seen these hats and vests in actual good quality. Never. Because I didn't have this cool HD 60 frame awesome cameras back when I was just doing the hats and the vests. So you're going to actually see these in full color glory HD for the first time ever today on stream when we hit these goals. So let's get it. We're at 30. Let's get to 50 right now. Who's going to get us to the 50? So we can do our first poll for hats and vests. And then who's going to get us to the 100 so we can complete the ensemble with a full hat and vest and get our first shot. Let's get some momentum going right now. Well, particularly over on Kick, all of you just sitting there with your thumbs up your butts. Let's get some subs going. All right? Do I have any sparklers? No. When I was a kid, I actually really liked sparklers, but I'm not going to have sparklers in my, there's not going to be real fireworks. The whole point is there's virtual fireworks. See? Okay. Katie says, what about your king's crown? Will that be part of the poll? Well, that is a hat, but it's not really one of the hats that I was wearing. You know what I mean? During the time when I was wearing hats and vests and things. So probably I won't have that in the running unless it's like the last thing we do. But to be frank, the fact that I have over a dozen hats and like 8 or 9 vests, I don't think we're going to get through all of them today. I'm being honest with you. I don't think, unless someone drops like an insane bomb of support, okay? But I don't see that happening. Stormforce Gamer says you should have gotten vacuum sealed bags to put the vest in. That would have taken up almost no space. Well, Stormforce Gamer, you're right, but that's more for long-term storage, right? You're sucking the air out, you're air sealing it, so that way you can put it into a small area. The thing is, I was still using the hats and the vests, so I wanted them to be at my disposal. As you can see here, oh, I guess you can't, hold on. They're literally hanging right here in the closet, so I'd have easy access to be able to grab them and wear them on stream. But now I don't need them anymore. So now I'm going to put them into a storage bin. But you're right. Every once in a while, we might pull them out, you know, for some kind of a special event or something like that. So, but I mean, it's a good point. I didn't even think about that, about how you can get those vacuum sealers. Maybe eventually I'll do that. For that, I just got a storage bin for now. I'm going to put everything into. I can't do that with the hats. Obviously, I would crush the hats and break them. But with the vests, I could. Anything from Jasper to drown out the fireworks. I mean, there's not much you can do. We can't soundproof the house. You know, when it's warm, we have the air conditioners on anyway. Then you really can't hear it all anyway. The fans, we have all the fans on and stuff. You don't hear it too bad. Excuse me. I'm not setting off any sparklers in the office. Stop that right now. Why is it not allowed to shoot fireworks in our community? It's not allowed to shoot fireworks in our state. They've been banned. I guess too many people being completely irresponsible and stupid and hurting themselves with these fireworks, so they're outlawed. The only stuff you can buy aren't real fireworks. It's like things that put off colored smoke, you know, or sparklers, stuff like that. That's it. There's no real fireworks available for commercial purchase and use here. It's against the law. No, see, when I was a kid, I never did any of that stuff. I was never into the fireworks I had as a kid were sparklers. And remember those little popper things? They actually looked like tiny little cloth bags. They were very small. And all you would throw it on the ground and they would explode. It would go pop and it would have smoke that would come out of it. It smelled like gunpowder almost, right? So I had those. I mean, they used to have the pop guns where, again, it was kind of like that little mini gunpowder and you would shoot the gun and it would sound like a real gun and smoke would come out. I had that stuff, but I never, ever had a real firework. Not once. No cherry bombs, no fireworks, nothing. My parents kept me away from them. So I never experienced any of that. I used to go to fireworks displays. My local town did it sometimes. Other towns did it. So I would go to the beach because we were on the water. So we would go to the beach and they would set off giant fireworks displays over the water, which was very, very nice. You would lay back on the beach on like a blanket. You would look up at the sky. You see these awesome fireworks above you. It was very entertaining and very relaxing. Yurichi has auto resubscribed for 7 months. Oh no, it's not an auto resubscribe. It's just a notification. So that doesn't count. Darn, I wanted to count that. We don't have any subs yet over on Kick, but Yurichi is celebrating 7 months as a sub. Stopping by to say enjoy your 4th of July, folks. Thank you, Yurichi, for your ongoing support of the channel. Hopefully, we will get some legit subs over there so that we can start doing some vests and hats and fun stuff here. All right? No, I didn't do anything with smoke bombs or anything like that as a kid. When I was a kid, I just played a lot outside with the local neighborhood kids, whether it was, you know, just running around shooting water guns and stuff like that. action figures, toys, whoever we were into. We were into a lot of different things over the year. Ninja Turtles was a huge one. We're playing Ninja Turtles figures and stuff like that. Pretending to be different turtles, right? And fighting each other and stuff like that. It was fun. That's what we did. We weren't destructive kids or anything like that. Ian has done a 10-pound super chat. Let's see how much that is worth, first of all, because pounds are actually worth quite a lot right now. That's $13.65. That, I believe, is our biggest contribution of the day so far. And Ian says, just came by to say hi and happy 4th of July to all of the Americans. Well, thank you, Ian. We appreciate that. We do. Thank you so very much for the contribution. Thanks for the kind words. And getting us almost to our first milestone. Remember, every $50, so we're only $7 away from our first hat or vest. Have I ever played Tekken 8? I have played Tekken 8. I played it when it came out in January 2024, and I played it for about a month and a half. And at first, I started with characters like Paul, King, Jun, but then I switched over to Yoshimitsu, and then I focused very heavily on Yoshimitsu for about a month almost. And I got him pretty high ranked. I'm trying to remember the tiers, the ranks that, I can't remember what it was that I ended at. But basically, people told me it was the rank right before you'd be considered like a master level player. But I never got past that because essentially it would have taken so much investment of time to get better than that it wasn't worth it for me. Like, I was putting in a lot of time, playing 2-3 streams a week of it, but I would have had to play like every day to get better than that level. Tekken is a very, very practice-intensive game where not only is it about just mastering your character, but knowing what everyone else can do, knowing what beats what in what situation, specific frames, beating frames and things like that. And you have to play so much in order to get good at that game that I just didn't have enough time to invest in it and still be a variety creator. So I played it for like a month and a half, got really good with Yoshimitsu, and then I kind of hit a wall where it's like, dude, I was definitely going to have to like study, go to tournaments and stuff to get better, and I didn't want to commit to that. So basically, I dropped the game, and then I went back to Street Fighter 6. And by the way, people were happy that I did, because a lot of people just wanted Street Fighter 6 and were actually upset for the month and a half that I wasn't playing it. So there you have it. Mozzie, thank you for a $10 super chat. Mozzie says, I'm anti-fireworks. They're nightmarish for many veterans. They pollute, they scare pets, and they harm wildlife. There's no reason for it. Happy 4th, everyone. So proud to be an American. Well, well, folks, I have fireworks, and they're not harming anybody, right? Nice virtual fireworks display. I got it behind me. I have it on my TV. I have it all along the walls of my room. Pretty cool. I like the virtual fireworks. So thank you, Mozzie. That super chat will get us to our first milestone, all right? We've got more contributions to shout out. So let's get to it. We've got, let's see here. There's a $1.25 tip. We got a backup of tips, actually, the shout out. So let's do this. $1.25 tip. Sounds like you had a sheltered childhood. Do you think that affected you as you got older and your view on the world? I would say I had a unique childhood because I was allowed to play with the local kids. I was allowed to go do things, extracurriculars. I was able to do stuff, but there were limits. It wasn't one of those just go do whatever you want. I did definitely had set concrete rules. My parents definitely protected me from certain things for sure. So it was kind of like a half and half. Sometimes my friends would be doing stuff that I wasn't allowed to do. And that was just part of reality, you know. My parents had boundaries and rules about things, and, you know, it is what it is. So did it change me? Did it affect me? Maybe. I think, if anything, it gave me some discipline. Because I think there's a lot of people today, they can't handle being told no about anything, right? Like, no, how dare you say I can't do something or that I don't have the freedom to just do whatever I want at all moments? Well, that's not reality. In reality, in life, there's rules for a reason. there's things that are in place. You need to have discipline. You need to have understanding that people are trying to look out for you and be, yeah. That's the thing. A lot of people don't understand that. I don't get it. I should just have the absolute freedom to do everything that I want at every waking moment, even if it means that it harms everyone around me and it's to the detriment of the public. No, I should just have freedom. That's actually not how it works. The reason that you're allowed to have freedom is because you have freedom that actually respects others, and therefore everyone can thrive together, not just stomp on everyone around you, right? Oh, I have freedom to just walk through the street with 2 live chainsaws and I could just spin and chop people's limbs off. No, you can't. You're not allowed to do that. Well, I don't get it. That's my freedom. Can I do that? No, stupid, you can't. That's the problem. There's too many stupid people. If we just let people have untethered freedoms, then they'd kill everyone because they're morons, right? So I learned that as a kid, that I can't just do whatever I want, that there are limits on the things that I'm allowed to do. And I kind of grew up with that mentality that it's for the common good, right? So maybe that made me feel very different from others. Like, for example, I legit have a conscience about things that I say and do on the internet now. And if I were to do a stream where I just rag on someone and I just, tear into someone, I would legit feel bad about it after the fact. Because I'm of the opinion that I'm someone who has a public following. I'm well known on the internet. I should be conducting myself in a way that if I'm going to get over, I don't have to step on others and hurt them to do that. I feel like that's insanely irresponsible, destructive, toxic behavior, and I'm better than that, and I should be better than that. I should aspire to be better than that so that others can also follow my example, okay? Some people who are content creators and popular say, I don't give a fuck about anyone. I'll hurt anyone I want. I'll slander anyone I want. I'll laugh at anyone I want. Who cares? As long as I made a buck today. That's awful. That's literally no respect for anyone around you. It means you had no discipline when you were growing up. You didn't understand about the greater good. You weren't taught any morals. You're just a scumbag. You're a piece of shit. And there's lots of people on the internet like that right now. And it's disgusting that they're allowed to thrive and do that. There should be limitations on the kind of content that can be put out. But right now, there really isn't any. So there you have it. Yeah, I really do feel that having a childhood where I had boundaries and limitations, you call it sheltered, I call it disciplined. I feel like, yes, that actually allowed me to grow up and have morals and values and things that set me apart from other people who make content. There you go. Didn't I tell someone to eat my ass with a spoon? Indeed, I did, and they should have. Okay, continuing on, as you guys are still voting, but the poll's almost done, so please keep voting. I got a $1 tip here. Someone is saying they live in New York and they want to defend it because they feel like I'm attacking it. That crime is down from the 80s. Yes, because the 80s, New York was a cesspool. It was a complete crime-riddled cesspool. There was literally like red light district brothels in the middle of New York City. And then it was Rudy Giuliani who became mayor of New York, and he cleaned it all up. He turned Times Square into a tourism attraction instead of a whorehouse, and he cleaned the streets. So you're right. New York used to be worse in the 80s. The New York that I remember is the New York of the late 90s, early 2000s. That's when I actually was traveling to New York frequently with my parents, doing things like going to Radio City Music Hall, Times Square. I used to travel to Chinatown in the 2000s to play Street Fighter at Chinatown Fair. That's my heyday of New York. And by the way, that New York was much better than the New York of today, for the record. So thanks for the $1 tip. See, people want to try to step to me and mess with me, but then when the facts slap them in the face, they got nothing to say because this guy should never opened his mouth. He just, oops, oh shit. Oh yeah, it was Rudy Giuliani who cleaned up New York. Whoopsie. Now, I'm not saying that Rudy Giuliani of today is a good person. I'm just saying the facts are the facts. I received a $7 tip. By the way, the poll is over. Let me shout out this tip. We got a $7 tip. Let's get this started already. All right, so it's $7 from someone there. It was an anonymous tip. So the first poll is done, and the first poll has gone to the Bender hat. I'm not surprised. That's actually, if you want to know the truth, the reason that I put that in the running is because I knew you guys would want it, but I don't want to wear it for a long time because it makes my head very hot. So let's get the Bender hat going, and then we have more shout-outs to do. Maybe we'll hit another milestone. Let's see. Bender hat, guys, in full HD. Haven't seen this in a million years. I literally forgot I had some of those hats. I forgot all about them, that they even existed. So this is going to be fun. I guess I got to turn the light off because you can see it. Yeah. I'll close the door and then I'll open it again when we're going to go in there again. Okay. So the Bender hat to start. Here we go. I haven't worn this in a while. I've owned this hat for almost 15 years. I bought this hat way back in the day. It was made by a company called Think Geek that doesn't exist anymore. This was a company that had an online website that made pop culture geeky things like video games, comic books. Obviously, this is from Futurama, right? And they sold all this merch, and it was a unique place to get stuff. Well, what ended up happening was geek culture kind of exploded in the last 10, 15 years. Now there's a zillion websites that sell this kind of shit. So they really weren't that unique anymore. And they got bought out by GameStop. Okay. And what happened was GameStop said, oh, we decided we don't want this company anymore. We're going to liquidate the entire company. They laid off all the employees, terminated them all, and took all the inventory and just put it into the GameStop stores. So basically, they just bought the company out just to sell junk at GameStop because GameStop had nothing to sell anymore because no one goes to GameStop for video games anymore. What a nice company, huh? It'll just destroy your whole entire business. So that's where I got this from. In fact, does it still have the tag or did I take it off? Oh, there it is. Futurama. Now, does it say Think Geek? Oh, I guess not. It just says Futurama. I thought it would have said Think Geek on it because it was like a piece of their merch. No, it doesn't. Okay. All right. Bender seems afflicted with jaundice. No, Bender's eyes were always yellow. Go watch the cartoon. Bender's eyes were always yellow in the cartoon. All right, so Bender hat. Now, let's see. I think we actually have qualified for another milestone here because, ladies and gentlemen, I just received a $100 tip. Happy 4th of July, you heinous traitors. Ha ha. From Thomas from Britain. Well, thank you, Thomas from Britain. I appreciate that. $100, everybody. Hell yeah. So what does that mean? That means a million things. Number one, that actually means we have hit our first support goal of the day. Officially, we're at 46 out of 50 goals. Okay. Let's get Thomas on the leaderboard. So that gets us to 162. Okay. And that means it's time for our first celebration of the day. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with me here on July 4th and celebrating our Day of Independence. Thank you for chilling and having a good time. Thanks for the early support. It's going to be a very silly day, trust me, with all the fun stuff that we're going to be doing. So thanks so much for being here. And as always, oh my God, that's not standing up very well. Thanks for everything. All right. Very, very nice. Now, that is not standing up very well at all. So with that, that means we have qualified already for two more things. We need a vest, okay? We need a vest, and we need another hat. I owe you guys a shot, and here's what I want to do. This is actually more than one shot, but it's weak. It is, yeah, only 13%, but that's why it's so big, because it's like, oh, look, it's basically, it's like two shots. I see. So, I either want to do the rum chata, which is horchata, which I've never had before. I want to try it and see what it's like. Or I want to do one of these shots of moonshine. We've got Hunch Punch, which I think is supposed to be like fruit punch. We've got apple pie, okay? And we've got mango habanero. So I'm debating which one to try as my first shot of the day. Oh, look at that nice autofocus. Very nice. What do you guys think? What should I try first? The moonshine, mango habanero, rum, and people seem to disagree now. Mango best flavor, punch moonshine, mango, Mango, mango. Everyone seems to be saying try the mango habanero. It might be hot. Habanero peppers are spicy, right? They're pretty spicy. And that's one shot, right? That's the equivalent of one shot. It's just a bizarre bottle for a shot. It's like a big bottle for a shot, but I think it's one shot. Like these are equivalent, right? It's just that this is wide and that's skinny. All right, mango habanero. All right, mango habanero it is. We'll start with mango habanero moonshine. Interesting. We'll see if it's any good. Give it a shot here. It smells sweet. It definitely smells sweet. But I don't know about spicy, but it smells sweet. All right, I'm going to try it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put the whole shot. It's so weird. See, here's the thing. I know this is only one shot, but because it's an optical thing, it makes me feel like it's more than a shot. So my mind's going to be telling me there's too much, swallow it early. You know what I'm saying? Here, let me just drink some of it. I won't drink the whole thing yet. Or you know what I could do? Hold on. I could just do this because this might make it better. Oh, wait. It actually is more than a shot. It wasn't just my mind. It actually is more than a shot. Well, that's weird. They actually gave you extra, I guess. That's bizarre because I thought it would only be enough for a shot. All right, well, let's try it. All right, everyone. Mango habanero, my first shot of the day. Cheers to everyone. Happy 4th of July. Here we go. Oh, I actually really like that. How strong is that? 40%? I can't read it. It's too small. It's like tiny. I can't read the label. It's like microscopic. Wow, I really like that. It's sweet, but it has a burning bite after the fact. I really like that flavor. That's a really good shot, actually. The thing is, I wouldn't want to drink too much of that because it's spicy. Like, it's actually spicy in my throat. So I wouldn't want too much of that. It would probably, like, burn my mouth out, but it's actually a really good flavor. Let me finish it. That's good. That's tasty. Wow, I really like that. Good pick. Good first pick, everybody. Let's see how these polls are doing. Wow, interesting. Interesting results coming up on these polls in just a minute. Okay, so we got some more shout outs to do. We have Big Boss with a $2 super chat. Will you give away a signed vest if you hit $5,000 today? Well, here's the thing. I would like to say yes, but I don't want someone to come in and drop a $5,000 tip that they charge back. You know what I'm saying? I would say overall today, yes, if I raised $5,000 in one stream, would I give away a signed vest? Yes, I would. Absolutely 100%. I would give away a signed vest for $5,000. Now, for the record, I'm not drinking 50 shots. As you know, during marathons, I temper what I do, right? So once we hit a level where I feel like I've drank too much, that's it. I'm not drinking anymore. All right, understand that. There's not going to be 50 shots today and then I owe you shots and I'm sick. No, that's not happening, okay? So there you go. Yes, if we hit $5,000 to support today, someone will get a signed vest. How about that? That sounds like a plan to me. 100% yes, it will happen. Okay. All right, so thank you for that, Big Boss, by the way. I almost didn't put it on the leaderboard. Oops. And then I got a $2 super chat from Sir Sylvia, who says, cheers. Thank you to Sir Sylvia. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, the polls are done. The first vest of the day will be the Pokemon vest. And the next helmet, or excuse me, the next hat will be the Knight's helmet. All right, so folks, it is time, ladies and gentlemen, say goodbye to Bender. because Bender is now going into retirement. Bender served his purpose well over the years, for sure. He was one of the funniest hats that I ever had. That's why I knew he would be voted in right away, why I put it in the first poll. And Bender is a nice hat, but it's time, like all good things, you know, they come to an end. And we have to say goodbye to Bender now. So goodbye, Bender. Thank you for being very silly over the years. Many memes, many clips have been taken. And maybe we'll see you again. Like I said, I'm not getting rid of Bender. All we're doing is putting him into storage, and we might have IndeVESTdence Day moving forward every year. If it goes well today, if it's a popular event and people like it, we might do IndeVESTdence Day more in the future. All right, so Bender, thank you so much. Now get in that over there. Throw him right into the storage bin. Okay, so now it is time for the Pokemon vest and the Knight's helmet. Let me get that stuff. And then we got more shout-outs to do. What's going on, Game Boy? Good to see you here today. I just counted, and I have 10 vests. So that means if we raise $1,000 today, we'll have seen all the vests. And they'll all be retired, okay? That's what it's going to take, $1,000, and then all vests are seen and retired. Okay, so this weird thing, I got this for Elden Ring. That's what I got this one for. Okay, so I take off the shirt now because I don't need it anymore. Again, what's funny is you guys have never seen this stuff in HD. Look at that. It's all the different Pokemon are on there. All the different Pokemon. These are the starter Pokemon, right? You got Charizard, Pikachu, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur. It's all the starters. Yep. Well, the original starters. The original starter Pokemon. And then we've got the Knight's helmet. I bought this knit hat for Elden Ring several years ago. 2 years ago? 3 years ago? How old is Elden Ring now? I forget. Well, now I'm ready. Now I'm ready for my marathon. You see, I had to gear up. All right. Let's continue. Let's see what we got here. Got a few smaller tips here. Someone tipped $2 and says, I think you get a great point about learning to accept no as an answer. It's a valuable life skill. Used to have meltdowns when you didn't reach a goal on a stream or a marathon, and you have done that sometimes recently even, but you are getting better at accepting and rolling with it. You won't always make the goal, and that's okay. Well, that's completely false. I should be hitting goals every stream. Absolutely. And let's get some support rolling right now to hit the next goal so we can have our vest swap at $200. That is not a true statement. I do not condone what this person said. They're absolutely incorrect. Let's hit some goals today. What is this? Oh, God. Oh, man, I got to be careful about this. My microphone is getting all kinds of stuff all over it. Red fuzz from this hat. I got to be careful about this today. Keep in mind, I don't use this stuff with my new equipment. So now I'm probably going to have shit all over my new equipment. As a result, I got to be careful. Clean this off. I don't want fuzz all over my equipment. Okay. Yeah, so whoever sent this $2 tip, how dare you? Completely unacceptable to be saying things like that. If I could ban you, I would, but I can't because you're a tipper. But thanks for $2 anyway. Okay. We're up to 168. I got a $2 tip here. Can we get an Assassin's Creed Shadows level up sound? The what? The wahaha woman cry? This has got to be some kind of a weird reference to when I played Assassin's Creed Shadows. I have no idea what you're talking about. Thanks for the tip, but that one goes over my head. I got $1.03 tip. Someone said, well, am I going to try a Treso Rosa? It has single player to hone your craft in before going online. I was told not to play a Treso Rosa because the whole point of a Treso Rosa is, the whole point of a Treso Rosa is playing against each other competitively online. And that's not the point of me getting the wheel. The point of me getting the wheel is like chill driving sim streams where we can like hang out. So we already have Mario Kart. I don't need 2 games where I'm driving competitively online, to be honest. So probably no. Okay. Okay. Continuing on. Oh, let's see here. Someone tipped me did a $2 super chat and complained about all of my chins. So let's take a look. Let's see, how many chins do I actually have? Well, let's see. Well, this is my neck, okay? This is one. And you can argue probably about a half. I have 1.5 chins, all right? I will admit that. I'm not one, I'm going to lie about it, and I'm going to sugarcoat it. I have a chubbiness right here. I would like to get rid of this, but I don't know how. You know, I've actually had kind of a chubby face almost my whole life, so I don't know how to get rid of that. I'm not going to get liposuction or anything, but what can you do? I guess I have 1.5 chins. This person was saying I have 3. No. If you think I have 3 chins, you obviously have never watched PPP or Review Tech or Boogie or Wings of Redemption. Should I keep going? I don't have 3 chins, okay? I have like 1.5. Okay. Anyway, let's continue. Thanks for the $2 super chat. See, I'm not afraid to confront the truth. I'm aware that I'm not exactly the most fit, svelte individual on the planet, but at the same time, I'm not going to put up with nonsense. I don't have 3 chins. That's ridiculous. Okay. Wistful Wharf did a $5 super chat and says, will we see the Platinum Vest today or is it too warm? Oh, no, the Platinum Vest is eligible. All vests are eligible. I literally have a brand new air conditioner pumping and the room is nice and cool. It's not even on high. It's on low and the room is cool. No problem today. All vests, all hats, everything is fair game today. Okay, everybody? No worries there. Thanks for $5 there, Wistful Wharf. I got a $2 tip from Plargus, who says, happy 4th of July. I love your fireworks in the background. What's your favorite type of firework? And happy birthday to America. Well, today's not America's birthday. Today is just a celebration of the Declaration of Independence. So I guess technically it is kind of the birthday. I don't even know if I ever really thought about it like that. Because we were here, it existed, but it just wasn't its own independent country yet until we declared independence. So I guess you're right. Never mind. I take it back. It is our birthday. All right. Well, thank you so much to Plargus. What's my favorite kind of firework? I guess what's that firework? I don't know what it is because I'm not a fireworks aficionado because like I said, I never had them when I was a kid, but I've seen people setting off fireworks and, there's this one that when you light it, it starts going crazy in a circle and it looks like it has like sparks shooting out its ass and it just goes like this, like crazy, spraying everywhere. I like that one. There's no big explosion with that one. It's just like a lot of sparks going everywhere and it's very colorful too. I've seen them in different colors. I like that one, but I don't know what it is. I don't know the names of different fireworks, so. Okay. All right, so guys, we're almost to the end of our first segment. All right. Thank you already. We're on a good start, right? We're almost to $200, which would mean the second vest out of 10 and another shot. Excellent. Hopefully we'll hit that soon. But we're going to end this first segment very shortly. I'm going to change the lighting over a little bit, and then we're going to start with the big closet clean out, which, man, does my closet need it. It is really bad. I need to clean this sucker out and sort that stuff so that I have things in order. I'm going to throw out a lot of stuff. When I did the last closet clean out, I saved some stuff. But now that my setup is completely different, I kind of know what I need and what I don't need. So I'm going to get rid of a lot of stuff in that closet this time around. I'm going to end up with bags and bags of trash. I get the feeling. Okay. Orange Man Good says, you make more money if you dress like this every day. I used to dress like this every day, and I made far less money. No worries. All right. Like I said, this is one day only. If you want to see the vests and hats, now is the time to contribute. I have a ridiculous amount of silly, stupid things in there that we will get to. So let's get that rolling, please. Let's get some support, okay? Queen of Hearts says, I like the fountains. It's cone-shaped fireworks that would spark out like a volcano or fountain. That's kind of cool. That sounds nice. No, we're not doing bubble blowing. There's too much high-end equipment in this office to be covered in bubbles. That's the one thing I'm not bringing back today. It was too messy when we did it. It would get all over everything. But that was my old shit. Now I've got, high-end RGB wireless keyboards and fucking crazy cameras and shit. I'm not covering that with bubbles. We're not doing that today. Absolutely not. Eminem has a song called Cleaning Out His Closet. He does. All right. Anything else you guys would like to talk about? Tag me in the chat. We got a little bit of extra time. We'll hang out, and then we're going to end the intro segment, and we're going to get into the meat of the show, which is, cleaning out the closet and doing stuff like that. Nathan Smith has gifted our first membership of the day. Thank you to Nathan for a gifted membership on YouTube. Good to see you, Nathan. That gets us to 183. We're almost there. Guys, get us to the 200 right now. Let's get to the 200 to end the first segment. We'll get a vest swap and another shot, and then we'll start with the closet clean out festivities. No, I did not play a game called Buddy Simulator. It's a game about AI that tries to impress. It makes a basic game, and then it makes it more in-depth as you go, but it starts to get emotionally attached to you. That's weird. No, I've never played that. No, I'm not interested in the Still Wakes the Deep DLC. I liked Still Wakes the Deep as a Game Pass game. It was creepy, had body horror, right? But I have no desire to go back and pay money and play more of it. I didn't even like the ending anyway. So it was all right as a filler game, but I'm not going to play anymore. Your future stepdad. Finally, we've got our first Kick support of the morning. 5 gifted subs over on Kick. Thank you, your future stepdad, for 5 subs. Let's get that on the leaderboard. So currently we're at vest streak of 2. We're counting every time that we hit a vest as part of the vest streak. That's kind of a retro throwback because we used to call it the vest streak. And so technically we're now at 2. Okay? So we need a poll for a vest. I'm considering, how do we do this? Should we alternate? Should we have all the vests are determined by YouTube and the hats are determined by Kick? We could do that. I'd be okay with that. You guys want to do that? Alternate vests for YouTube, hats Kick. So Kick just picked the Knight's helmet, so now YouTube picks the next vest. We could do that. Because it doesn't make sense to have 2 polls, and 2 polls can't determine the same thing, right? That wouldn't make sense. Now, I also owe you guys another shot. Should we try the horchata, the rum chata, which is more than a shot? It's a big thing. We'll have to drink a few of these. Let's just take sips of it, I guess, right? Like slowly sip it. We try that. Or we could do another shot of a different moonshine. Or we do have all the flavors of the 99 fruit pack that we could do. What do you guys think? What should we do? Well, I will drink the whole thing, but I'm not going to chug it. I'm going to drink it, reasonably. Yeah, this is called 99 bananas, but it's 99 fruits. There is the bananas in here, but there's more as well. What do you guys think? Everyone's disagreeing on this one. Man, we got moonshine, rum chata, 99 bananas. Everyone's saying different stuff. Nathan Smith has gifted another membership. Thank you, Nathan. That gets us up to 211 and climbing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Sir Sylvia did a $2 super chat, says whiskey next, and cheers. Jeez, everyone see we have whiskey too. Everyone's disagreeing. All right, how about this? I have to take a break, all right, before we get to the closet clean out portion. You guys vote for the vest while I'm gone. When I come back, we'll do more shout-outs, okay? And we'll get a vest, we'll get a shot, and then we'll start with the closet clean out. All right, let me get the funny moments up. I have to take a short break, so I do have to take this stuff off to go out to, I'm not going to wear this outside of the office, okay? What whiskey? It's a Scotch blend. It's one that I've had for a while. I've been taking, drinks of it over time. The Double P blended malt Scotch whiskey. I believe I first bought this back in October for Halloween. I think I had it on the Halloween stream. It's really good. It's smoky, but it has a lot of sea salt flavor to it. So it's salty and smoky at the same time. It's very delicious. So that's a possibility as well. Prophet Warner did a $2 super chat and says, the moonshine. So everyone's of a different opinion. All right, let's go ahead and take a break, all right? And then when I come back, I'll do more shout-outs. We'll get the vest. We'll get a shot. We'll get it all going. And then we'll actually begin with the closet clean out, all right? So great start to the IndeVESTdence Day Marathon. I hope that you guys are enjoying the chill vibes. I am. And we'll be back shortly with more. Excellent.